Good evening. Welcome to the 77-day video challenge. This is day 15. I chose as my topic this evening, snap out of it. You see, I've realized that there are a couple of times that every now and then I find myself locked into an unpleasant situation and I have to break that cycle of anxiety, of tension. The first time that I encountered something like this was about 25 years ago. I was listening to a series of tapes recorded by Tony Robbins. And one of his challenges was to find a way to break out of your of negative patterns. And his tip was to find a comforting gesture, tapping, or a gesture that you would bring in that would help you break out of whatever ugly cycle you had fallen into. And I don't remember what I picked as my little mantra, my little totem. I think it was tapping myself on the shoulder or snapping my fingers, something like that. I've never really adopted anything quite like that. However, sometimes when an unpleasant thought crosses my mind, usually if I'm reminded of something embarrassing, I find myself muttering to myself something like, "Oh, love my precious beastie. Oh, I love that little doggy." Because the thought of my dog Booster, or for many years my dog Roddy, or my dog Coyote, just the thought of time spent with my dog would, and of course still does, invoke pleasant thoughts. Helps me break out of a bad pattern, an unhappy memory. In a similar fashion, I recall an incident about a month ago where I helped a couple break out of an ugly situation by challenging the ugliness of their situation and their circumstance. I was driving home from running an errand, and I saw this couple sitting jumping out of their car that was parked across the parking lot. And they were yelling at each other, and the man was dragging his wife or girlfriend or lady companion by her hair. I stopped, I rolled down my window, and I yelled, "Cut that out! Stop that!" And they stopped, and he started yelling at me, and I don't know if I've ever seen anybody direct such anger at me. But fortunately, I was still sitting in my car when I yelled all of this at this guy, and I said, "Don't you let her go." I don't remember what all I said, but this went on for about a minute or so. And I was able to break them out of whatever cycle of tension they had driven themselves into. There's no telling what would have happened between them if the cycle of emotional and perhaps even further physical violence had continued, if I hadn't taken just that moment to say, "Hey, you two just need to act like grown-ups." That I'm grateful that I had that moment of clarity. So I encourage you to find ways to embrace a moment of clarity, to change whatever moment of tension, that heartbeat of regret, that heartbeat of anger, of fear that might hold you back from whatever you need in order to move forward with your life, to find better things to do with your day. a better investment of your time, a healthier, less toxic investment of your energy. So I look forward to any comments that you might offer below, and I look forward to seeing you on day 16 of the 77 day video challenge. Thanks.